Total Pro Sports presents the top 10 NBA draft conspiracies of all time. Sports are no different than the real world. When anything happens, conspiracies arise. The NBA draft is the focal point of conspiracy theories for the league. Despite a relatively clean history of no corruption, it doesn't stop fans and theorists from believing the NBA is covering up something we aren't aware of. Here are the top 10 NBA draft conspiracies of all time. Number 10. Kyrie Irving to Cleveland. The Cavaliers had the worst record in 2011 following an ugly departure with superstar LeBron James a year prior, so the Cavs gained the top pick to get basketball back on the map. Was it just pure coincidence or a work by the NBA to help a desperate franchise? Number 9. KD to Seattle. The Seattle Supersonics needed to fix attendance and their franchise if this team was to avoid being sold and move to a new city. There's a theory that the NBA gave Seattle the number 2 pick so that they could take Kevin Durant as their superstar and the team would be saved. All-time draft bust Greg Oden went first to Portland. As it ended up, Clay Bennett purchased the Supersonics and moved them to Oklahoma City due to a lack of agreement between the league and the Emerald City. Number 8. Greg Oden to Portland. Much like Durant, did the NBA rig the lottery to make sure Portland got their man? Who knows, but we may as well put it to rest. Oden was a major disappointment. If the lottery were rigged in the Trailblazers' favor, then what went around came around to the league. Number 7. SHAQ Daddy to Orlando. New NBA franchise? They can't be bad. They need to be a good team or my master plan will fail. The new script of an intense spy movie. Did Stern rig the 1992 draft to make sure the Orlando Magic, the new franchise, got Shaquille O'Neal, who powered his way into superstardom almost immediately? Number 6. Wizards get first pick in 2010. The Wizards' late owner Abe Pullen passed away in 2010, and then there was the guns incident with Gilbert Arenas, plus a terrible season for Washington record-wise. It's easy to have felt bad for Washington, but did they really win the top pick cleanly? Who knows? Theorists suggest Stern gave it to them out of sympathy. That man became John Wall, who has been a free franchise-changing player in more ways than one. So yeah, the theory won't go to bed anytime soon. Number 5. Magic wins lottery again. Usually the team that wins the lottery finishes well out of the playoffs. So how did the Magic, who missed the playoffs by means of a tiebreaker, get the top pick? In 1993, they got Penny Hardaway. The odds were beyond reasonable for the Magic to win it, but they did. Yeah, it's easy to understand why people question the legitimacy of Orlando winning that pick. Number 4. D Rose to the Windy City. The Chicago Bulls were once the NBA's model team, powered by 6 Michael Jordan championships during the dynasty years. How embarrassing would it be for the league to see them struggle for years? With an incredibly long shot of winning the draft, less than 2%, the Bulls did just that, and selected a savior who led them to the 2011 Western Conference Final while enjoying an NBA MVP. Did Stern really make sure the Golden franchise was revived by rigging the draft? Number 3. LeBron James to Cavaliers. The King has become one of the NBA's greatest players of all time. He saved the Cleveland Cavaliers when he joined them in 2003, and dominance took over ever since. Of course, being from Ohio and having the chance to save his hometown team made it easy for theories to claim that this was the work of Stern to make sure they took James, even though they were really the worst team in 2003. Number 2. Hornets sting Bobcats to win top pick 2012. Remember in 2012 when the Bobcats had the worst winning percentage for a season in NBA history? They also didn't win the top pick in the Anthony Davis sweepstakes, which went to the New Orleans Hornets. The theory was supported by Davis wearing a New Orleans hat before he even was drafted. How did they earn this pick? No one knows if they did so cleanly. But hey, the Hornets became the Pelicans and the Bobcats changed their name to the Hornets. At least Charlotte got a great team name in the end. And number 1. Patrick Ewing to the Knicks. This is the most infamous theory in NBA draft history. Patrick Ewing was a can't-miss superstar and the New York Knicks were a struggling team. Obviously, it works for the league if the best player available goes to the biggest market team. The draft lottery was introduced in this 1985 draft, and many wonder if Stern used a frozen envelope or if it had been marked so that he knew which one was the Knicks. Despite winning no titles, Ewing was a Hall of Famer and rejuvenated the Knicks franchise. If Stern really rigged this, who knows which other NBA franchise would have been the beneficiary of Ewing. And that's it for the top 10 NBA draft conspiracies. But wait, we're not done with you yet. In the comments below, we want to know, what NBA draft conspiracies have you heard? And for more cool videos, click subscribe.